Hello everybody, welcome to another video. We start this one off in the dark. Now, a lot of people don't seem to understand, if you're going to park facing traffic, your lights blind people. When you put your lights on, you're blinding people because you're facing straight at them. The camera doesn't do this justice here, but especially as you're warming your car up, because it was a cold morning, you're warming your car up, you don't need your lights on to warm your car up. Turn your lights off so we can all drive safely.
No, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off, they're too bright, turn them off! Turn them off, let's go, ready? Turn off the lights! Turn off the lights!
Thank you for that, Donald. It didn't help though. As you can see, there's a left turn only lane there and a straight on lane. We're at Heathrow Terminal 5 for this one. And for certain people, them signs that are on the ground there, or on the road, whatever way you want to say it, they mean nothing to certain people because they think they're more entitled than anyone else. I mean, it can't get any clearer than that. But this car here seems to think it's above everybody else and more important than everyone else, and including the rules on mobile phones as well. It doesn't seem to understand them. They don't apply to this type of driver. Oh, what a surprise. Look at her, she's on the phone as well. She'll be in the wrong lane here as well, isn't she? Where the fuck are you going, you stupid woman? Money can't buy your brains, can it? Phone in hand as she's driving in a car like that. So we go to the front camera now and show you the lane choice that she made. Oh, what a surprise. Look at her, she's on the phone as well. She'll be in the wrong lane here as well, isn't she? So not only was she in the left turn only lane and turned right, she was in a right turn only lane and turned left. Really clever driving. That is quality. I'd love to know where she got her driving licence from. Where the fuck are you going, you stupid woman? Money can't buy your brains, can it? Phone in hand as she's driving in a car like that. And by the way, this road is still 40 miles an hour, which she's not doing, obviously. Can't indicate with a phone in your hand, can ya? We're on the good old M25 for this one. As you can see, the M3 slip roads there are pretty busy, but it's not what you think. It's not people cutting across now. It's a broken down van that's in lane 2 of the slip road there. Now, I've broken down loads of times. I've always had enough juice in the tank or whatever to get across over onto the hard shoulder. Really? Do cars and vans just literally stop nowadays? And how are you supposed to get over to the hard shoulder behind that barrier, which they always advise you to do when you break down, to get behind that barrier? How are you going to do that across a live lane? We're still on the good old M25. It's pretty busy. It's very slow, but at least it's moving. The slip road to the right hand side is not quite a slip road at the moment, but it is going to be shortly. But we come to a self-entitled driver, and it's an Audi. Always an Audi. I've not said that for a while. There it is. It was in the slip road. Yeah, or the road that's gonna be a slip road. So it was in the correct lane. But it's moving too slow for this self-entitled prat. It has to be in front of all these cars that it's overtaking now. There it goes all the way up to here, and as he gets a little bit closer you'll see him picking his nose. He's got to get rid of all them bogies up his nose because he can't stick his nose up in the air for his self-entitlement with all them bogies weighing his head down. So he tries to get in, well, he does get in, not tries, he gets in right at the very last bit here, and he goes to the inside lane because that is obviously moving faster than the outside lane of that slip road. Whether he wants it or not is a different matter. And here we go with, this is where the solid white lines start there, so he left it that late. We're still on the good old M25. This one as per usual, the A3 turn-off. We're looking at this car on the left-hand side of me in lane 1, not the slip road, in lane 1. But he wants that slip road. He's just not prepared to queue like everybody else. He wants to do it that way instead. And I'm pretty sure this van to my left-hand side now wants to do exactly the same. It wouldn't be that driving that slow in lane 1 otherwise, would it? But I haven't got the footage for some reason, I don't know why. Now this is still the M25, the good old M25, but this is the A3 coming onto the M25, where we have pointless manoeuvre of the week.
Pointless manoeuvre of the week. Pointless manoeuvre of the week. Pointless manoeuvre of the week. Pointless manoeuvre of the week.
So first off, we're looking at this car in front of us to the left hand side that's got its own lane, but it moves out into lane 2 for no reason. Now remember, I have got that car to my left hand side there, so I cannot move over to lane 1. Now that was pretty pointless manoeuvre, but this one coming up beats it. This lorry to my right hand side, remember I've got that car next to me, so I cannot move over. I cannot go any fast because it's a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit at the moment. As you can see, it's a Sainsbury's lorry, and I don't know what chemicals it is, whether that's petrol, diesel, I don't know. Can someone enlighten me what that is?
Fuck you now. Mate, eh? What is that all about? I was about to move over. Fucking idiot.
Now remember, I couldn't move over because I've got that car next to me, so I'm not lane hogging. I've just been blocked out there by an idiot in a lorry.
Fuck you now. What are you doing though, mate, eh? What is that all about? I was about to move over. Fucking idiot. Look how close you are to that car in front as well. It's a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit, you fucking tosser. That, mate, fucking that.
Yes, and I did show him I'm going to shake up your can of Coke sign. But here we are. I'm now in lane 2, overtaking him, and he's still in lane 1. Not for long though. Now he pulls out into lane 2, but he just hasn't got the speed to overtake. So now he's going to do the next best thing and just lane hog lane 2. This lorry to my right hand side now, it never overtakes it. It just hasn't got the speed to catch up with it. As I move back into lane 1 now, and I'll speed it up, it just don't catch it. But it can't move over because now it's blocking that Range Rover in. And it just stays there until it goes out of sight. Shocking bit of driving from a professional driver. So I'll speed it up here, but I do think you need to see how long he's out there for, causing havoc really, because look at all the traffic behind him. He's reduced the amount of lanes that are on the M25 that can actually overtake, because he's taken up an overtaking lane and he's not overtaking anything. He can't move back into lane 1 because he's already blocked that Range Rover in that is still there. So as I move in, he does eventually go out of sight.
Right, in your face all the time.
So in this clip, we're looking at the car on the right hand side to me here. Now, it's 2 lanes turning right, and they go into 1 lane. So it's a merge in turn really. That car don't want to merge in turn. I'm not too bothered. I was more bothered about her using her mobile phone. As you can see it right there. I prefer to have these drivers in front of me rather than behind me, to be honest. I have a different place for you now. I'm still on the good old M25, but I've just gone through the Dartford Tunnel. and they are solid white lines next to me. And that red car, well, it doesn't matter to him. Now I could have put that down as the pointless manoeuvre of the week, because if you go further down this road here, them solid white lines stop, and he could have done that legally right here. Doesn't make any sense what he's done, but there's a solid white line to the left hand side now. Same rule applies, you're not supposed to cross it. And it's another pointless manoeuvre, because he does go across it yet again, and if you go a few meters down the road, you would have been able to cross it without going over the solid line again. There he goes, over the solid line, and just a few feet away it stops. But maybe you don't know what a solid white line means. So in this clip we are looking at the ambulance, some shocking driving from this ambulance. But first of all, we're looking at that van that's just gone past us. It almost goes into the back of the car.
Ooh, slow down, mister.
Now you'll probably be saying, why are you in the middle lane with all these vans and lorries and everything else undertaking me? Well, I've literally just overtaken all of them, and that inside lane becomes a slip road, which I do not want. So I haven't got a problem with these guys undertaking me, because I'm assuming that they all want that slip road. But as I say, we're looking out for this ambulance that wants the slip road as well. But why he's in the middle lane, I do not know. This lorry next to me here stops because of that ambulance. Literally stops on this road, and I think he had to change his underpants because I think he shit himself. But it's all down to them as well. It's not just the ambulance, they're all driving too close to each other, which has caused it. But the ambulance got in a gap that wasn't there. Look at them, they're all too close to each other. All that lot on the left hand side there, they're all too close to each other. Now this idiot comes across here and he is too close to the ambulance, so he obviously wants that slip road as well. So again, that lorry is getting way too close to the lorry in front of it, and all it needs is someone to get in that gap like that ambulance is now, and all the braking distance changes. And they're all slamming on their brakes, and as I say, that first lorry there literally stops, and this car behind it almost goes in the back of it, because you're stopping on a bloody motorway.
Brake hard for.
All because of the ambulance.
Stopped. What's he doing? That's all because of you, fucking ambulance. Fucking ambulance almost caused a fucking tail. A pile up rather. Fucking pile up. Idiot.
Now in this clip, can we count the idiots on one roundabout? One roundabout where people cannot get in the correct lane, or do not realise that it's priority to traffic approaching from the right. We are going to have to be quick though, because I don't want to keep pausing. So number one is the van. Number two is the car behind it that's pulled out, blind, and has no priority. So we're going to go to the rear camera now. We're looking at that white car in the right hand lane as we're looking at it. It's obviously in the wrong lane, so he becomes number three. Come on, move over, you know you want to. So number four is this transit van that's just overtaken us. You'll see more of him when we go to the front camera. And we got number five, this guy on the right hand side who's obviously in the wrong lane. So we're going to go back to the front camera now, and then you'll get to see number four again, the transit van that goes past me and then cuts in front of me.
How hard is it? How hard?
And I'm not sure, I've probably missed a couple there as well. But the annoying thing is, they all knew what they were doing. They all know that they're in the wrong lane. They just don't want to wait in a queue.
You really are a shit driver, mate, aren't you?
Now when this guy overtakes me in a second, I was expecting him to go straight across me and use the slip road. I wasn't expecting him to do what he did.
Was it really worth the hassle of doing that?
Now in this clip we're looking at a cyclist that pulls out from the left hand side, or should I say organ donor, because that's what he's going to be shortly.
They just don't even look. They just don't even look. How can you pull out and not look when you're on a bike? One false move and you're dead. Look, look. Look at that. How is he still alive, that guy?
I wouldn't like to say how many cars or how many vehicles went through a red light here. Now in this clip we're in Croydon. I have a learner in front of me, and if you look on the floor, both my lane and the lane to my left go onto the A232. Now my question is, should a learner be in the outside lane? Because that effectively, I know it's in the middle lane as we're looking at it, but effectively that's the outside lane. That is the A23 outside lane. Obviously it's not going to be as fast as the rest of us because it's a learner. So surely it should be in that left hand lane, should it not? Because the chances are it's not going to be overtaking anything.
You'd be in the outside lane. Oh, you're just going to cut straight across a lane then? No indication, no nothing. What if you're on test? You've got another crappy instructor.
Now as you saw there, it cut across a lane without any indication as well. And the interesting thing is, as we get up onto the flyover, it takes the first exit off of this road. So it should have been in the inside lane regardless of anything else. As you'll see, as I overtake it and I pull in, it takes the very next exit. So it should have been in the left hand lane rather than the right hand lane. Maybe it's on test, who knows? If it isn't on test, I would say that instructor could probably do with a bit more training itself. Anyway guys, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.